Welcome back to Kinlaig on Farming Simulator 25 Highlands Fishing. It's episode 12 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, straight off the back of the last episode, I have gone out with my mower and my forage wagon, and I've been mowing areas. And then what I've been doing is bring it back, because I don't have a silo, a multi-fruit silo. Haylofts don't always, it depends what hayloft you've got, generally speaking just hay and straw. So what I'm doing is I'm spreading it back out on the ground out the back of my forage wagon, and then what I will do is, what I'm doing is baling it, and then I'll stack the bales in the shed where I've got the hay bales and the straw bales, and this is the final element towards my new toll mix ration production. So that can then be chugging away doing that. It was that, or get a static wagon, a static mixer, or get a mixer trailer, which I would then in essence fill it up, and it's static when you're filling it up, and then so yeah, it just made more sense doing that. So that's what I'm doing. It's October 2, it's the following day, and I'm doing my rounds, and I'm checking on animals and making sure things are okay. We have got our first full large trout container. Someone put a trailer there. That's out, so that's ready to be sold. So we're starting to get some money back in the bank. That'd be cool. We'll take that down to the fish market at some point. We have got some young salmon good to go, because that was pretty much, I had loads in there. I didn't have to worry too much. Well, I didn't for the time being. Let me just double check that. How we're looking. Yeah, we've still got 8,000 young trout in there, so I don't have to turn that back on under the fish breeding yet. So we'll just leave that doing. Oh, we need some more fish food though. Ooh, okay. What else? I've got a little bit of honey. We have got a little bit more wool. We've got a few more eggs. Nothing to write home about. It hasn't gone crazy or anything. The greenhouse, however, is a whole different ballgame. We'll get to that in a little while. Which brings me on to today's deliveries. We are going to be going down to Scott's Porridge to deliver some wheat. I think wheat. So what we'll do is we'll use the barley in our shed for feeding the I should have done that right from the outset, thinking about it, but I didn't know this was going to happen. So whatever wheat we've got left, we'll take, and that's going to be made into wheat flakes. So like rolled oats, that kind of thing. They'll do. I think it does oats, wheat. We'll go down. We'll have a look at the factory. We'll go to the factory. I'll show you the factory and all of. It's very, very cool. I like it. We put the grass bales that we made in here, so we've got all of our requisite things we need for making our total mix ration right here. I do need to put another bale of hay in, and I will need to put up another bale of grass in. I've topped up the silage this morning. We're good to go on that. What I am just going to do, because I didn't top it up last night, I've just realised I've probably put that bale at the wrong end, haven't I? If I can get just under there. There we go. So overnight it's made 30,000 litres of total mix ration, which I think we said we probably needed. What did I make before? 24, and they've probably used a little bit. If I go to about 24 again, not 30, because if I've got any left over, I wonder if I can put it back in here. I guess what we can do now, if I drive forward over that point, well, yeah, it does do, so I can use this for storing total mix ration. Ooh, I mean, it's storing it anyway, so as it's producing it, it's storing it. But if I've got too much left, I know I can bring it back and put it back in here for storage, rather than having to tip it somewhere, which sometimes you have to do. Right, let's take that round to feed our dairy cows. Interestingly, all that work I did, you know, when I built that bizarre bridge over the fence and we cut all the grass in the pasture, I was doing the Omatana method. My meadow grass, it didn't. Normally after the first month the meadow grass grows in and you have your meadow grass. Well, I know we cut it, so obviously then it would need to regrow anyway. I never got it back. It never came back saying meadow grass. Mine's still saying 0. Let's get that going in. So what we'll do is we'll check on our animals. Yeah, so if you look there, meadow at the bottom will give you 40%. It's still saying 0. According to that, I've got no meadow grass, which is really strange. These are our cows. How are we looking for milk? Well, we've already got, what, 325 litres of milk? That's all right. They're chugging away. There we go. So now we're topping up our total mix ration. That'll make all the difference. I had a fiddle around with the manure heap, actually. I found one. It was only £2,000. I thought I don't want to spend a fortune, especially if it doesn't work or, you know, something goes wrong with it. So I did a bit of testing. We had one on loan. And I tried putting it all over the place. I even flattened a little bit of an area here. Again, like I say, off camera. Save your game first, remember, people. And it fitted in perfectly here, but it didn't matter where I placed one. It didn't show here as there being one by the pen. So I'm not going to bother with worrying about manure for that. It's, at the end of the day, as long as I'm getting the milk from it, we'll feed them the total mix ration. We'll be good to go on that. So, next job then. Oh, I haven't checked today. And I haven't been checking, and I should have been checking. Well, contracts as well is another one. We'll always have a flick through the contracts and see what's available. I could start picking up the fertilising contracts now. Some of these harvest ones are still there as well. I'm not too fussed about root crops at the moment. I mean, I could do, I suppose. Picking up something like that, you're likely to have a load of spinach left over, which would earn us a bit of extra money. But at the moment, I'm not too fussed. Listen to me. How I've grown as a person. Ploughing contract. I might take on that sowing one though. Although we've got to pay for the seed, I suppose, haven't we? So unless you've got a seed supply or free seeds coming from somewhere, you have to factor the seed cost into doing that. But I suppose we could do. We have got a seeder. It would take us a lot longer than if we borrowed their stuff. And again, like I say, you've got that option now. If I use my stuff, which makes sense because then I get all the money, but to use their tractor and a much bigger seeder, it's only going to take 500 off me. And obviously then there's going to be the cost of the seed, but spraying, that's not a bad price. You know what? Let's borrow items. If I buy one thing of seed, we'll try that first. If that's not enough, then we'll panic, but the equipment should be there. So at least it gives us a contract to crack on with at some point today. So I probably need to do... Oh, we haven't got anything down at the offshore yet, but I could probably do with taking those 4 down, so I'll load those up at some point. We'll take them down and we'll get them put in. I'm probably going to leave this here for the time being. So we do need to put a bit more silage in. That was, I don't know, what did I go and do? Oh, that's right, I was doing the mowing. I caught that. I caught the pipe again. Yeah, I was doing the mowing, and I took the mowers back. I was just doing bits of land here and there, bits of spare ground, and as I put the mower back and turned round, I saw the forage pickup, and I'm thinking, why am I mucking around with just over 1,000 litre buckets of silage and spending ages loading them into a trailer when I can use that and just... Yeah, so that's what we did. Right, next, let's go and move some... Oh, blueberries, we've got to go to Nico. We're sending the blueberries off to Nico. The other stuff I'm going to put to one side for the time being, because we do need to load that onto a lorry. Oh, actually, no. That's what we're going to do, won't we? Assume we've got this right. Let's make our early morning delivery first. Let's take you down and show you. Because I don't think it takes barley. I'm sure it does wheat, oats. What other things it does? Let's fill this up. I hope I've got this right, so I drive all the way down there and it doesn't take wheat. I'm going to be very annoyed. I've just looked on their website. They do take wheat, they do oat, they do sorghum, and they do rice as well. They do all of those. They flake all of those. So there's Scott's Flakers, a flakery. Or maybe that meadow hasn't grown back yet. I thought it only took a month. Anyway, maybe as we go into November, but then we're into winter months then and the grass doesn't grow, does it? That's when you have to make sure you've got plenty of feed for your animals over winter. Yeah, so the flakery does like basically it's like the rolled oats. It flakes everything and makes it ready for the process, and then Scott's Porridge, all part of the same company, which is next door. Now, that's not Scott's Porridge Oats. Been doing a bit of research into that as well, because that one, Scott's, is SCOTT''S, and porridge on that. And now that's it's nothing more Scottish, is there, than porridge? A bowl of porridge. It was always Quaker Oats and Scott's Porridge when I was growing up, and the adverts was always a person in a kilt, and that, you know, it was porridge is synonymous with Scotland. I know proper porridge has salt in it, doesn't it? I've never had porridge like that. Yeah, and porridge was spelt Porage, and the original Scott's Porridge was late 1800s. They set the company up. And I think it was bought out by Quaker Oats in the 1980s, I think. But it was Scots, not because it was Scotland, although it was Scottish, because it was brothers, the brothers Scott. It was the Scott family, SCOTT. And it was always that weird thing, I suppose. As a kid, you see Scots and you see the kilt on the packaging, and it's like, well, it's Scottish, isn't it? But no, it was the Scott's brothers that set the company up, and they were famous for the fact that their rolled oats were a lot thicker. It was thicker oats, made a more robust porridge. And when you have a nice bowl of hot porridge, especially on a cold day, especially if you're going out, if you're camping or something like that, warms the cockles of your heart. Which incidentally is their logo. Who knew? So yeah, I mean, like I say, I've changed it ever so slightly, so it's Scots as in Scottish, of the Scottish people. And I've just been having some fun. I've been having some fun with it. And it was that weird thing, it popped up as an update, and I was saying, well, hang on a minute. And I suppose before Kinlaig came out, it probably wouldn't have crossed my mind. You think, oh yeah, fair enough, you know. With Kinlaig out, you think, that's the perfect fit. And whenever I do mod reviews and I say that, and I say, look, this mod's out, this map's out, this is out, this bit of kit, this building, this whatever, 99% of people might look and go, no, I'm not interested in that. But there'll be that 1% of people that go, that's perfect. That's perfect for the map I'm doing at the moment. That'll fit in brilliantly with my storyline or whatever it is I'm doing. And that's the beauty of these things. And it just seemed to be like perfect timing. So up here in the trees, now I'm not sure when I'm supposed to unload here, but safety first. So the flakers is this side, I think. Now what we're going to have to do, we should get paid for our product. It's not going to be a huge amount of money, but we're not getting paid for our product. We're delivering it to make it. So when we get the stuff out the other end. Now what I'm going to have to do is swap over onto their account, the Kinlaig account, because that's who owns, or they own everything. The banks these days, waggle my fist in the air. So we're dropping off our wheat. What we'll do, let's swap onto there. So what we should then have, I think it should be by the door here, is it? There we go. So oat flake, rice flake, rice flake. So we've got the different rices, is it? Long grain rice and normal rice. Sorghum flake and then wheat flake. So we're going to be running the wheat flake. So we've just bought 31,000 litres, nearly 32. If we turn that on, that will start flaking the wheat, and you get pig food as a byproduct, which is an interesting one. So that will start chugging away. Hopefully that will start making wheat flake. Now, what then happens once the wheat flake is made, it comes across the way here, across the wee courtyard here, to the porridge factory. And I can't access the porridge factory. Where's that? There we go. So this side, we've then got porridge. And you'll see that part of that, because a lot of people have been asking me, that greenhouse you've got, I've looked through your mods and it's listed in the description of the video. There's nothing about a greenhouse. The greenhouse is part of this pack. So this was the, was it something flake and porridge production? So yes, that's why it's part of this. And you'll see over to the right hand side, you've got up there, we've got blackberry, blueberry and raspberry can be brought here. So you've got fruity oat porridge, fruity rice, fruity sorghum, fruity wheat porridge, sweet oat porridge, sweet rice porridge. And if we come down and we can look at the recipes, so that's got flake, honey, chocolate and water. We're not doing that one. But where was the sweet oat porridge? Oh, that requires chocolate as well. Oh, we might have a problem here then. Oh, that might work though. So that one there, honey, strawberries and raspberries. Although we're not running strawberries at the moment, but we could put strawberries on, couldn't we? That one, that's a sorghum recipe. Oh, that requires 3 grains. That's wheat, oat and sorghum, and then water for a 3-grain porridge. So if we had any of those crops... Now, interesting, when we started, we had our fields that we had to harvest. I don't recall there being any oat fields. We didn't get any harvest contracts come up. I think one popped up for sorghum, then disappeared very quickly. I honestly thought we had one that was just... Oh, that's really annoying. We could do that one. We can swap over, because that requires wheat. Maybe we'll run that one, because we'll bring the raspberries down. If we sell the take the blueberries are for Nico, they'll go off to Nico, as they did on Spakovo. The blackberries will sell. If we set strawberries off and running now, potentially, and our bees are producing honey, once the wheat flake's done, we can produce that porridge, fruity wheat porridge. That might be quite nice, because I honestly thought it was just the flake, water and honey, but it's not. It's chocolate as well in there. That's rather annoying, but it doesn't matter. At least we'll bring some down and we'll get the porridge factory running. Why not? Let's make some things happen. So what we'll do now, I'll bring some raspberries over. We'll get those in. We'll go and switch over our stuff. So let's sell some of our products now. Like I said, we got some full ready to go trout. We have got blackberries. We'll bring the raspberries here, and I'll switch over and we'll get some strawberries running. Probably should have gone. Oh, actually, let's have a look around the facility here. What do we have here? Let's show you the facility. They got one of them new fandangled. Look at one of them new fandangly forklifts. If you didn't watch the mod review, this is a very cool bit of kit. Well, the PC version's a very cool bit of kit. This is a 360-degree moving, as you're driving. You can be driving along this way and then change direction that way, and then this way as you're moving. And I don't mean turn as in steer. I mean literally just change direction. The console version doesn't do that, but this does have a camera angle which puts you right down at forks. Well, I'll show you. Look, there's that. Then this angle. That is phenomenal. So if you're trying to line up perfectly on pallets, that is the angle to go with. The whole carriage goes side to side. Let's just start it up, I'll show you. We've got that and that. We've got tilt of our forks. Like that. Then the whole thing goes forward as well. As well as our... Like that. Like I say, so if you're doing like big containers and stuff like that, it's a handy bit of kit. Yeah, it's very cool. Unfortunately, yeah, we didn't quite make it, people. If you're on console, we didn't quite make it. This is I suppose when you think about a lot of these companies, businesses, factories, back in the day, if stuff was being delivered, I guess it would have been smaller tractors, smaller trailers. Before that, it might have even been horse and cart, horse-drawn. It depends how long the company, the business and factory had been there. So that need for a big courtyard, large turning circles, areas for tractors, it wasn't a thing because it didn't need to be. So I guess, yeah, that's a big thing. Right, let's get down and get some of this stuff done. Actually, on our way past, let's check. Oh no, it's over there, isn't it? We didn't have anything yet, so... as far as our salmon goes, because I think the salmon's worth more than the trout is, but we can go down to the fisheries. So we'll load up our little lorry. Let's get some of this stuff delivered. Actually, I don't know where I can sell the raspberry and stuff, but I can go and check on that. Actually, now we've got a sowing contract to do. I thought what I might do in this episode was actually start on doing some forestry. At least cutting some trees down, but what I'm also thinking is I need to switch back onto our account, don't I? I need to consider that if we are going to use, because I might even give the auto load trailer a go. Don't get me wrong, I have no problem with loading trailers up. You've seen me do logging and forestry enough over the years. I love doing forestry, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. And I've kind of developed a bit of a method and I crack on with it and away we go. But I want to give that auto load trailer a go, maybe. But to do that, I need to make sure I've got the cut lengths. They do still technically need to be correct, or as correct as they can be. So I don't know whether or not spending a bit of money to lease a tree harvester and then going through and actually just cutting down a load of trees, getting them all to the right length, might not be a bad idea actually. But that won't be this episode. I'm trying to think. That's probably going to be a more November, December, possibly if we've got snow on the ground, depending how deep the snow is. That's the perfect time for doing a bit of forestry, because obviously there's no farming stuff that will need to be done. Okay, loading is done. Tom made a cracking job of the dry stone wall. See what I mean? So the sunlight will still get to the greenhouses, but it just means anything, you know, bad weather, things blowing across the field, I'm going to smash into the glass panels of the greenhouse. Well, it's quite nicely, didn't it? Yeah, but it did a brilliant job. It's a pucker job too. Anyway, so I've switched over the greenhouse now, so we're now not doing blueberries because I've got enough blueberries to send off to Nico. That's the storyline from Spakovo. Tom has got a bearded dragon called Nico who loves blueberries, and Nico had said to me when I was doing Spakovo, can you send me some blueberries? Because that was a different set of greenhouses that did a similar thing. So now we're doing strawberries. So we've got raspberries, strawberries and blackberries we're doing now. So in the back of this wagon we've got raspberries. The raspberries are going off to the porridge factory. And then on the back of the wagon here we've got our first trout box. That's going down to the seaside restaurant, the fish and chip shop. And then we've got our blackberries and blueberries. The blueberries are going off to Nico and Tom, and then the blackberries, well, it's all being sold, but that's where they're going to be heading off to. So that's that bit done. So let's head off and get this. I'm curious to see what we get for the trout. So we're going to go down to the Chish and Fip shop. We are loaded. Then we're going to head down to towards the railway station. I think it's one of the transport hubs down there. I think is where we're going to be getting rid of the blueberries and blackberries. Actually, wasn't expecting. It's that thing, isn't it? Again, yes, I guess I could have spent ages and sat and looked at the recipes and worked out, you know, like I do when I do a mod review, you can work out how fast something's going to run. At the end of the day, it was part of the pack. I knew the onward thing was we were going to be doing some porridge. And I knew the porridges required various different fruits if I was going to do them, so I thought I need a fruit greenhouse, and I need at least the fruit ready to go because I already had the wheat, so that when I take some stuff down to the porridge factory I've got some fruit ready to go. I didn't realise it would produce as fast as it has, which, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, again, it's a good problem to have. We need the next turning, and then we go into Kinlaig, first turning on the left, and we should be able to sell our trout. So if you're in the Kinlaig area this evening, you fancy some fish and chips, fancy some lovely freshly caught trout, or not fish and chips if you go and eat in the restaurant. I'm sure they will have it on the menu. I'm looking forward to the salmon. I do like me a bit of salmon. I think my first Christmas, or second Christmas, first Christmas YouTubing, like officially YouTubing, when it was my job, once I'd quit my other job and it was what I was doing. Christmas ad revenue is normally quite good, and it, you know, it hasn't been the last few years actually, not as good as it used to be, but I got more money than I thought I was going to. So when we went down, we did our Christmas shopping, I bought a whole salmon. So I thought, you know what, let's get salmon, and we'll have salmon. Oh, it's up here, isn't it? Yes. Can't wait for this lady to go past, because I think we actually have to be up on the curb here. Should be indicating really. I think it's just outside. Let's do our straps. Oh, it took everything. That's odd. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So I don't know what I actually got. I mean, I suppose 22 grand all in, that's not bad, is it? But I wanted to see what I got for it. I didn't think it... Never mind. It's alright. At the end of the day we got paid. They took all of it. So I guess they're going to be making something... Maybe they might do a fruit compote or, I don't know, some kind of jus. That sounds quite nice. freshly caught trout with a like a blueberry jus over it. Oh, that's actually a little bit of sweetness to add to the Anyway, well, that's that bit done. I wasn't expecting that to be so quick. I guess then we'll head down and actually I'll deliver the raspberries off camera. That's fine. Actually, what we need to do, let's put that back up. I only had it down because it was overhanging. I've got to decide what to do then. I suppose that 20 grand, we could invest that straight back into leasing a tree harvester, couldn't we? I guess. But what we'll do, I think, is we'll go and get the sowing contract done. We'll do that at least. Having bought all that spraying gear, I haven't done a single fertilising contract. Haven't done a single herbiciding contract. Whereas usually I'd be all over that, picking them all up, but we're all good. Right, we'll park this back up. I'm still annoyed with myself for making that pen so small. I really should have gone bigger, but again, it is what it is. I'm deciding as well, do I take some time now? Oh, that's what we need to do. I need to take those down. So what we'll do here as well, let's do that and that. Am I still indicating? Oops. I need to load up the young salmon and we need to get those down to the offshore aquaculture. Like I say, all that I'll do off camera. So let me go and grab the JCB and our forks. So we've got a little bit of honey. A little bit. But it's a start. I was worried because no pallet spawned and I thought, what's happening here? I'm looking at this again and I'm thinking to myself, I know, again, I know I can't. It won't. It will double stack shorter. Yeah, I suppose shorter pallets. And again, I know Walter loves this little lorry. He wanted one. We've got it. It's just a little bit too. It's not tall enough. It's a little bit too short. The trailer. If it was a little bit higher, there seems to be a collision just below the top of the rolling door, which stops you from double stacking pallets in it, which is really frustrating. It's that thing of you think, well, what I'll do first is just knock down the lovely dry stone wall that Tom made, but yeah, it's why have it that high if you can only do one pallet, and it's not quite high enough to do two. Inside it looks like it is, but you can't actually get in past that little. There's a collision there, and it just doesn't want to. If you go under it and try and come up, it just doesn't want to know. It lifts the whole. It's a little bit frustrating. So I'll have to do this first load, then I'll come back and do another one. It is what it is. I just got back from our offshore fishery. I took this and this. We are mega stocked up now. We've got more. There's fish food sat there on the deck it's gradually working its way through, and they've got more young salmon than they know what to do with, because each box being 2,000. So they're well overstocked. So what I thought I'd do for the time being, we'll bring this back. So I backed this up just into the water to where the platform is down at the aquaculture, then drove that off the platform and onto here. So we can have that up at the farm for moving around blackberries, blueberries, not blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, whatever else we needed to do. So we've got multiple ways of manipulating equipment and machinery. Lovely. Now, I had, prior to selling the bits and bobs we sold, I can't remember if I put it in the edit or not, because I'm doing this recording at different points. I should have when we went to the fish and chip shop, seaside restaurant, I should have just manually undone the first tension strap rather than doing them all in cab. If I'd have just done the front tension strap, it just would have sold the trout there, shouldn't I? But anyway, it is what it is. I had previously purchased these two, so we're a couple of grand in, plus the 500 for leasing the equipment. So we're about 3 grand in on an 11 grand contract. So it's the only downside with sowing contracts. Like I say, unless you've got unless you've already got a source of seed that you're either getting very, very cheaply or you're producing yourself. If we're using the one that I like to use, the old seed treatment auger and stuff like that, if you're doing that, you can utilise spare crops left over from harvest contracts and stuff like that to produce your own seed. When these then come up, you're not using too much extra stuff. I've also suddenly remembered, now it depends, what I've been doing as I've been doing contracts, I've been leaving the gates open. So when I finish the contract, I leave the gates open. So if another contract comes up, especially with contracts with walls, because hedges you can drive through, contracts with walls I tend to try and leave them open. That way if I forget and I save the game and come back out, when I come back in again, they've remained open. I don't think I have here. I'm trying to remember. Put the beacons on. Well, always up and have a look. It's this field here, isn't it? Is this the field we're doing? Yes, it is. And I didn't look to see what crop we're supposed to be doing. We can double check that in a moment. Actually, while we're driving up the hill, let's double check that. I've taken on a spraying contract. I said it, but I might as well do some herbicidage and whatnot. Crop barley. Right. How are we putting... Huh? Are we outside the planting window for barley? Is this going to let me... That definitely says barley, doesn't it? Oh no, barley overlaps from wheat, doesn't it? I think. Oh, hang on a minute. Hold ye horses. If we need more barley... Oh no, it was wheat we needed, wasn't it? Let me just check something here. Have I goofed? Have I done goofed? I have, yeah. The wheat's right down the bottom. Oh no, we can still do wheat. I might plant one of our fields with wheat. What time is it? We've still got time. Just one of them. We don't need the straw, but well, I mean, we could have the straw, but we don't technically need it. But having the wheat would be advantageous, especially if we're doing the porridge stuff. We're not. Where was oats? Oats is definitely not, is it? Oh, hang on. Oh no, I'm looking at all seed radish. I was like, no, that's the one below. No, oats is March, April. Well, we can get some in there for then, and then we can do proper rolled oats. Then I did leave the gate open. Look. Get me all prepared and whatnot. Now 2,000 litres of seed doesn't go far. We might have a problem. Un problème. Just so I can see where we're at. Do that. Turn that on. Drop that down. Let's see how frighteningly fast this goes down. I want to try and make as much profit as I can from doing these contracts. But certainly, like I say, for the loss of 500, regardless if I'd used my seeder or not, we still would have had to put seed in it. I might as well use a larger bit of equipment to get the job done. I'll get that herbiciding job done. I'm feeling herbicidal. We've got our concentrate, then we add water to it. Bish, bash, bosh. Money in the old skyrocket, so to speak. I've got a funny feeling we're going to need to get some more seed. We'll get as far as we can. I'm just curious to see how far we can get. Don't need that one now. Oops. Anyway, hope everyone's well. It's been a bit of... I've been trying to keep up with getting as many Let's Play episodes out as possible. I've been indoors for a few days. Well, since I'm still not 100% from the old COVID thing. I'm still feeling a bit ropey. My breathing's not so great. And up until today, I mean, it's still a bit nippy today, but up until today, yes, I've got the stove in the man cave, and I can put the stove on. That's not a problem at all. But MrSealyp, being the lovely MrSealyp that she is, she was worried about me because I haven't been well, and I wasn't well. She said going out in the man cave in the cold, even though I wrap up and I'll stick the stove on and it warms up in there, she said it's not going to be good for your health at the moment. So I've been indoors, which hasn't been, because someone said to me, when you live stream, and I said the problem is I can't live stream from indoors. Outside I've got my whole rig set up, I've got my cameras, I've got all my, all my stuff, OBS is all good to go and that kind of thing. And I set up my racing, my sim rig, my collapsible frame for my steering wheel and pedals for Project Motor Racing, which turned out to be a debacle. So that's all still set up in there, so I need to collapse that, put that up against the wall. I need a better place for it really, because even though it folds up, it takes up space. I did even think about getting some pulleys and a little winch like rope system and maybe pull it up to the ceiling so it's up out the way. That would not be a bad idea. Well, the ceiling in the man cave's not that high, and also I would worry about too much weight being on the roof portion of the cavery. I don't know, we'll see. Well, we could do, I suppose. So yeah, it's just been a weird few days, and I thought, well, you know what, I'll try and get some stuff out and do what I can. I've got so much stuff to do. We're supposed to be Christmas decorations up this weekend. We normally do the first weekend in December, actually, so technically it's not December till Monday, is it? Monday, is it the 1st of December Monday? Crikey. So yeah, we've been doing trying to get online shopping done for Christmas and all sorts. It's the same for everyone. I'm not alone in that. It's busy times for everyone, isn't it? It's going to be close. What are we? Hang on. No! No, no, no. Oh, my days. For everyone that's been shouting at this TV screen, for everyone that's already commented, I drove up the road and said, oh, barley. No, and I checked the thing. Oh, we can still do barley now. Oh, and I can still do wheat. That's awesome. And I didn't change it over. I looked top right and I'm thinking, why is the sowing contract not going up? Why is it still saying 0? I haven't had a message come up saying I'm putting the wrong crop in the ground, have I? Didn't you used to get a message warning you? I'm putting wheat in, it's supposed to be barley. Oh, you absolute melt. Well, that mistake's going to cost me, isn't it? Can I go over what I've already done? Let's check. It's not letting me. Oh, come on. Surely I can just drill over the top. I've never made this mistake before. It's still showing wheat. Have I completely norsed it right up? Did I save the game before I came back in again? Can I redo this? I might be able to go back over the... How can I rectify this? Certainly not let me drill over the top, is it? I have switched to barley. We are down. We are going. Is it taking any more seed? It's not taking any more seed. So it's registering that I've already planted it. I really hope I saved this. So as it turned out, Katie was good as gold about it. We're alright. We're barleying. Yes, we did need to do what I thought we would need to do. And top right, we are now going up contract wise, and because I was panicking Skywalker, I decided that before we set off for the second time I would get an extra seed bag, so I bought a third one, so we had 3,000 litres. For 3,000 litres we should be absolutely fine to complete this, considering we're at 40% done already and we haven't even used 1,000 litres, so we should be absolutely golden. I take back everything I said about Kate in the past. What a lovely lady. How very friendly and helpful. Mind you, I'm just thinking, when I was saying about about doing the field work, if we do put wheat in, still won't be ready to harvest till July regardless. We don't have... Oh, I'm thinking of what map... I've done map tours as well this week, haven't I? We had one that had winter wheat and winter barley. I was thinking that. I was thinking, oh, it'd be alright, wouldn't it? Because, you know, we've got the winter wheat, winter barley, and then we've got the summer one or the spring or whichever. But it's not. It's only one planting window for this one, isn't it? So if I do need wheat, I've got to get it in the ground now, haven't I? Or just rely on the fact that other farmers will have wheat and that we get contracts come up, which you can't rely on because it doesn't necessarily always work out the way. Now, what I have been doing myself, I know you only need enough for the turning circles thing, but just to give myself a bit of leeway, I generally speaking, any contract like this, I will put in a third row. That way, when I come to turn, my vehicle's not always stopping at the end of the row. It's good that it stops because it stops you carrying on and going to other fields and having horrible mistakes and that kind of thing. But what I've found is, at least that way, when I'm ready to make my turn, my vehicle is still moving and hasn't. I know I can turn it off as well. I know I've got the option to do all of that. But on each end, I will put an extra row in. Don't need to on the actual runs themselves. We should be absolutely fine. So there we go. Let's get this in. And then what we'll probably do then is we'll finish off, start and get some seed in one of our fields. I've only had 2 months to do it. Ah, dearie me. So as it turned out, we had more than enough seed. I didn't need to buy the extra 1,000. The contract is complete, although I haven't completed on the contract yet. I've just bought all the other stuff up. Luckily, we can unload from the seeder as well. So I've unloaded what was left out to here. So we've got 500 and a bit and 1,000. So yeah, we would have had plenty with the 2,000 we had. I was going all around the yard. I mean, what have I done with the seeder? I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm looking, I'm thinking, yeah, we had a seeder, where's it gone? I forgot I sold the seeder and bought the broadcast one, didn't I? I drove past this about 3 times looking for the seeder we'd started with. Anyway, we're on wheat correctly this time. Let's get going. All my liming I did, well, a few episodes ago now, did I? Yep, we did a few episodes ago. So we can get the wheat on the ground, and then what I can do is I can get some concentrate made up, some liquid fertiliser, and then, I mean, I could do it straight away. You can wait for the crop to have its first sort of germination, and you get your first bit through, then use your crop sensors and you get a more accurate reading. It's negligible. It's not like if you put down your fertiliser straight after sowing like I'm doing now. then it will be awful and you're going to use way more fertiliser. If you've got precision farming on and you've got all your sensors and whatnot, it will do it depending on the soil type and the crop you've got on the ground. Once it comes through the ground and you've got a little bit of, you know, it will be more accurate, but yeah, not crazily so. I've missed a little bit. Probably should have me markers on and just stick to that. But whether you agree with broadcast seeding or not, again, that's entirely up to you. You can pick whatever seed unit thing you want to use. I say it's a nice cost-effective way to get going if you wanted to get starting. 14 metres, not a bad spread width either. If you went to buy a 14 metre seeder, and also with precision farming, I'm not cultivating while I'm doing it. Technically, I don't think I am. Probably find I am, but it doesn't matter. I'm not chasing that score, Nina. I'm not chasing the score. Everyone knows that now. The environmental score is there just as a thing. So anyway, there we go. That's the episode done. Load more stuff done, sorted. Flaking is underway. Once flaking is done, we can then get some more stuff. I need some more strawberries. I say some more strawberries. We need strawberries, and then we can get some of that fruity porridge underway as well, which would be quite sounds lovely actually. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you're enjoying this series. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching. Oh, rain. Yes, of course it's going to rain. Didn't quite get it all done, but that's all right.